Hi everybody, welcome back to another sketchbook tour with me. This is another tiny sketchbook. I'm actually also gonna film the other one that is also finished afterwards. So these two I bought together in a pack, I think, from Sostrene. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that the right way, but this shop. And we're firstly going over this one. This is my 10th sketchbook that I finished and videographed with you guys, or did like a tour with you guys. And this one is gonna be my 11th, so that's fun. I'm already working on my 12th and 13th sketchbook. Yes, I'm trying to draw in 2 right now, which is a bit of a challenge, but I like it. But yeah, let's go through this sketchbook. These 2 stickers I've made myself. I also sell these on my Etsy. These are Arcane stickers. They are mirrored, they're really cool and funky. And this one is also one of my own stickers, also from the Arcane collection. And these 2, I do not remember from who these were, but if I remember or search up, the name will be somewhere here. So I started this sketchbook on the 15th of December 2024. And I ended on the 18th of March 2025. I was pretty quickly done with this sketchbook, which is really cool to see that I got quicker with it. And I just had a lot of ideas. And underneath here is my personal information. I also have a very nasty wound that I will not try to show off. But yeah, more like personal information. If my book gets lost, my sketchbook, then it can return to me or they can call me, so I cover this always up. But on the first page you can already see I tried to draw some swords. That's gonna be mostly in the sketchbook, like swords, flowers and all that kind of stuff, because I really wanted to try to draw something different. I think I didn't draw that before in my other sketchbook, only in this one I think, or at the end I started drawing it, but I mostly wanted to do more fantasy stuff. And I was thinking of making some bookmarks, because I'm reading a lot lately. And actually, funny story, I wanted to make them really cool like these, but for right now I made these bookmarks that I'm also going to put in my shop very soon. They are more like transparent bookmarks with a sticker on top of it. And funny, also you guys will probably see, I made some keychains, and they also came out of the designs of that I made in my sketchbook. But I drew a lot, so in this sketchbook and the other sketchbook most likely are the designs that I've used for the keychain. The second page I was thinking of more like bookmarks, but maybe not only swords but also like a mirror, a handheld mirror. So I tried to draw with some, do you call these chrome markers? They are always, if you see markers in these sketchbooks, they are the Arrtx acrylic markers. These ones, I have like 3 boxes of them, and I really try to add some color in my sketchbooks. Lately even more, but back then this is I think one of the first sketchbooks that I really tried to add color more cohesively in my drawings. And on the other page I tried to draw like a broken mirror, so one side could be a perfect mirror and the other one would be broken. Didn't do anything with that, but maybe in the future I can draw a keychain and maybe do a mirror inside of it, or a sticker or something, and some flowers and a key. Here's some more of the chrome markers that I used. They look really cool, very sparkly, and yeah, as you can see, some swords, some daggers, a chess piece, because I was also thinking about that. I also write like little things around it, so I wrote down inspo read on Arrtx. Arrtx is a book, but inspo read on Arrtx. I don't know, inspired on Arrtx. I'm so sorry, I couldn't read my own handwriting. And chess piece, roses, and as you can see, a lot of flowers in between. Here I was planning for some candles and just trays, because I've got these kits to clay, like air dry clay, and I was thinking of some like candle pieces, because I have a candle kit, and I was thinking about making it like a tree stump. This one I've made, just need to paint and put like the candle wax in it, and I needed to design another one, so probably I'm going back to this to look at what I want. And I have another kit that isn't candle making, but just like you can make a tray, or you can make a box, or you can make anything, so kind of thinking that one out. Still don't know what I want to make, but these are some cute sketches. Here I've got, this was on the 31st of December, so the last day of the year. As you can see, I didn't really draw a lot before that, but yeah, I like to write down the date when I drew a piece. So if you ever look around in my sketchbook and you see like a date, like the 31st, I think maybe, yeah, I have here the 30th, so then you know when I drew the piece. But yeah, I drew some more fantasy inspired items. I drew just like a glass with eyeballs in them, but because it was of course like the new year, I thought of like, I don't know, a glass of champagne, but then more fantasy-esque. Here I drew some plants. This was the 1st of January. This was in the evening still, so I drew some of the plants that we have in our home. I drew a candle that was melting. Also, this candle was in our home. I added like a little piece to it though. And I think the other stuff I did the day after, like I slept. This was of course after 12. And this is like one after I've slept, because the pen was also not working anymore, so I grabbed a new pen. So yeah, that's some like potion bottles, like a knife, and a cool form of like a dagger or a knife. Some more potion bottles and a dagger. This one I really like. I don't like what I drew behind it, but I really enjoy this form and the swooshes. I also enjoy like these forms of potion bottles. I haven't drawn stuff like this a lot. Like I draw a lot of potion bottles, but not like just random glass bottles, and these were some random glass bottles that I found on Pinterest, and I turned into more like a potion bottle design. And this is on the 19th of January, and I also drew this also potion bottle, which I very much enjoy and I quite like. This is on the 25th of January. As you can see, I didn't draw often in this sketchbook, but later on I will draw more, like every day. More witchy inspired items, also a little bit inspired of my own stuff that I have in my room. Like I like books, I have hair clips, I wear my glasses for my screen, and some more books inspired stuff and potion bottles, because again I really enjoyed reading around this time. I still do. Yeah, and it's the 25th of January. Also the 25th I drew this page, a potion bottle with a heart like stopper, like a heart stopper was the idea, and a candle with a little flower. And the 26th I drew this knife and another like tiny one and a potion bottle. Again, a lot of fantasy inspired stuff. These sketchbooks are both filled with fantasy stuff and just, yeah, as you can see here, I have some lamps that are also very fantasy inspired, and a mushroom, or not a mushroom, a squash, and a potion bottle, and an axe. And this is also on the 26th, so these 3 pages are the 26th. Then the 3rd of February I drew some more plants and pots. I drew a candle, a mirror. On the 5th of February I drew another sword, a small sword, and I called it like a tin like a petite, I guess, sword. Another book and a magic potion. Here I have another handheld mirror. I really love drawing handheld mirrors, and I should draw some more in my newer sketchbook. I really enjoyed like this book design. It's kind of like it's bound together, and I love like the plant behind it. A little flower, a mushroom, a sword, a knife. I really enjoy this candle. It really feels like it dripped, like it was very hot and it was dripping. I enjoy this one a lot. I don't really like this like dagger. I think I could have done better with it, but yeah, it's just the form I think that I don't like. And then I put also the plant behind it and going through it. I think it makes it very messy looking. But these are both drawn on the 6th of February 2025. Here I have some more swords and knives and daggers from the 7th of February. These two were kind of the same, but just drawn like differently. This one is more like laying in the ground. This one more just like standing up, I guess. This one I actually made like a keychain of. I can probably show. I should have actually just put them down all together, but this one turned into this. I didn't add the flowers like I did on drawing, but I did like a little blood stain. It felt kind of like a vampire-esque because of the swoosh, so I made it a bit more swooshing, but it looks kind of the same like the drawing, the first sketch, just a bit better and a bit more symmetric. Also, I enjoy very much this sword. I also sketched it out on my iPad a bit better, and probably am going to turn it into a sticker or a keychain or whatever, but I wanna draw it, like I wanna color it. I don't know which colors I would use, but it's so pretty. And this was kind of like a necklace design. It's not really easy to see, I feel like, because these strands are very short, so it could be like anything actually. It could be anything. Could also been a potion bottle, but it was the design idea was a necklace with a gemstone in it, and a lot of fantasy on this page. Here's some more potion bottles. I really enjoy these two. They aren't like symmetrically the right way, because as you see it kind of like turns to the side. This one is done really well, to be honest. This one is done really, really well. And I enjoy like the little diamond part underneath it. But I also like this one because it's more decorative, more pretty, more fantasy-esque. And I drew like a little flower next to it. This I drew on the 7th of February. I think the next page I'm also drawn on the 7th of February. I just didn't put down. Don't really like this apple drawing. I was trying out a lot of like the Arrtx pens, and yeah, this I didn't like, so I drew like a little other apple next to it, and that one I really liked. So it just shows not every drawing turns out great immediately, and this one did not turn out great. And I had an idea for a sketchbook or a keychain or a sticker that you have a book and a sword goes through it and has like vines and stuff, and I really still enjoy this idea, and I quite like to make this in like, again, a keychain or a sticker or just a drawing that I can show you guys because I really enjoy this. Here we go into my more Greek obsession style. Around this time, I think a little bit before, but I started listening to Arrtx the musical. I really enjoy Arrtx the musical, but I was kind of thinking about like, oh, you have these like Greek faces, and I would love like to draw them more moon inspired, like I make everything around the moon. So yeah, after this you guys will see a lot of Greek faces that are like moonified, I guess you could say. But yeah, I really enjoy this one. This was like the first one I drew, and I immediately was like, okay, I think I like drawing these, and I haven't drawn these since this sketchbook, so I should maybe draw some more and maybe make some in like real art, like real, because these are just sketches, but I would love to make them on my iPad and draw some more. And this sword I really like. I haven't used this on my iPad or like scanned it in and traced it, but I think I really would like it because it's just very nice, like thick, and I tried to also make like kind of the columns that you have in Greek mythology, and like, I don't know, I quite like this design idea. And here is another vase, also very Greek inspired with the swooshes, and a lyre. I don't know how to pronounce this the right way, but like a harp with a lyre, you could say. Here I drew some more with the Arrtx acrylic pens. I quite like the shadowing of this one, so I used a blue color underneath it, and then I went in with the red. So if you don't know, most people do shadows with blue or purple, so you can get like a darker effect, and I quite like this. I quite like this apple design, just maybe a bit too simple. I would draw it a bit more different now. And a little pumpkin, which I tried very hardly to make lighter parts and bit darker parts. I probably should have done also like a blue color here or here, but still think it's quite cute. And I tried to color like the flowers pink, which is very cute. And another dagger that I quite like, and I should probably draw this one on my iPad as well. So afterwards I will take pictures and have quite a few drawing ideas again. Here I tried to draw a sword, very like feminine-esque, which I quite like. Only part I think I don't like is this part because it looks very fragile. I should have done a bit like bulkier, because swords, I don't want them to break, you know, when you fight. And another vase that is Greek / moon inspired. Little luck as well. Also shimmery as the other ones. Here I did another vase. I was thinking about also making some lamps. Didn't do that afterwards anymore because I was thinking about making an entire page of old lamps. But yeah, didn't work out. I think I tried to draw the other one that you just saw again. Yeah, this one. Tried to draw it kind of again, but a bit different, but I still think I like the first one more. And on the other page I drew some older drawings that I made in the past. I was thinking of making this necklace. Never turned out the right way, still didn't. I don't like it. Here I had like a little cactus design that I drew again, but with colors, and it's fine. It's not like the greatest thing, but it's fine. Some clippers for like gardening. I quite like the color use. And yeah, that's kind of it. Here it was I'm always in a Halloween mood, but I drew this also again from an older drawing, tried them out a bit. My pen wasn't working, so I think I drew with a newer pen over it again. But quite like this drawing. I think I want to make this one and maybe make it in like a sticker for around October, Halloween, because I quite like it. Some of course mushrooms, because a sketchbook of mine isn't complete if it doesn't have mushrooms. A glass, like, how do you call this in English? A glass ball, because that's what we would call it in Dutch, like the exact translation. I think a glass ball for like mediums and stuff. And here also 2 drawings that I made in the past that I tried to draw again. I don't like the colors I used behind this one, but I do like the squash design. So maybe these 2 could be like in a sticker pack, or maybe even like a sticker sheet or whatever. And yeah, this one I do like the colors. Like the colors match very well together, so I like those, but it doesn't have depth, and I never finished it. Like, it feels like very unfinished, even though I didn't know at that moment how to finish it, you know. And this one, I don't know, like, I think it would have been prettier without like the colors behind it. This is one of my favorite pages. I very much like this page. I don't know, it feels very girly and so me. But yeah, another face that looks like a Greek face, but again moonified with the moons and the clouds. And I quite like that there are like a few little plants coming out of them, a little flower, a very pretty little flower. I think this is when I started to quite like drawing flowers, so in my next sketchbooks you will see more like flowers. This one, it was one of my favorite sorts for a very long time. Again with those swishes that I had in the last one, that was my vampire keychain. But funny enough, this one I also turned into a keychain, but instead of making it blue like the background, I thought of the pink, because I quite like this pink. So as you can see, it almost matches. But yeah, I made it gold and silver and put also the flowers next to it. So it's funny to see that this exact drawing I drew again. And for this one I did a little potion bottle that's more like rounded, and I quite like it, but I think something is missing. I don't know what, but it just feels very tiny at the end, and this feels kind of messy. So yeah, I think if I drew this one again, I would draw it a bit more different. Here's some more Greek faces. This is on the 1st of March. This one I quite like. I drew a bit bigger, a bit more little details. This one was more like flowers or like plant inspired instead of very moonish. This one of course very moon. And this one was more like clouds and stars, so I like that they were all a bit different. Here I drew a white lily with like little freckles. I don't know how to otherwise call it, but like the little freckles one. And here I tried to color a pink one. I don't like how the colors turn out. Again, I was very much trying using the Arrtx acrylic pens, but didn't figure out completely how I wanted to use them. But it was a fun little project, and I'm happy that I didn't quit using it. I stayed going and practiced more and more. But yeah, that's like the 2 lilies that I drew. Here I drew some more potion bottles. I dislike that I decided to color this in. I stopped also halfway through because I was kind of like, I think I'm ruining it. And I feel like I did ruin this because it was quite a nice drawing, but then I wanted to add colors to it and I just didn't like anymore. These two are great, very simple, but I quite like that they are a bit more dainty than the other ones, more like something going on, you know. And this one I don't like, and this I also don't like. It's very messy. This page is just very messy and I don't like. And then you have a page that I do like. This one again, it was kind of like the other one that I showed beforehand. I don't know where it is. Oh, I was kind of replicating this one. Still quite like this form. I don't know why. This is like a form that I always enjoy drawing, like the potion bottles in. You can see because it looks just pretty when I draw it that way. A little teacup that I also quite like, very pretty. Some mushrooms, candle. I really like this handheld mirror, and I think if I was going to draw it, I think I have this idea on my iPad, a bit more worked out. But yeah, I think this would be really cool, and then have the inside being mirrored and still have like a few of the little stars. Maybe this is something for the future. And this potion bottle design also very nice, very, I don't know, these two sizes or like shapes are just so nice to draw for me in. And I was thinking about like a star mushroom. I still very much like this idea. I have drawn it now a few times, but still haven't worked it out like in what kind of way I want to design something with this, but I really like the idea of like a star mushroom. Here's some more potion bottle designs. This one is a bit more messier. I don't like that much. I put also some washi tape over it. I don't like. It's just very messy. Instead, this one I quite like, and I drew this one again in one of my newer sketchbooks, and I just really like the shape, kind of like pumpkin-y-esque. And I've drawn this like shape before and now again, and I really like this shape. And this is also a page that I really like. These were like inspo on Pinterest, I feel like. Also this one was like a real like item, like a candlestick, I should just say, and I drew it, and I really like the flow of it all, and again like looking like it really is melting. This dagger I don't like. It looks like it can fly away, so I don't really like this one. But I do really like this. This was kind of an inspo on like two things combined. Somebody drew like eyes like these, but like a bit more different. And I was thinking about making like clown-esque eyes, because I don't know, something about it looks like clownish, but I really like the shading on it and how they did it. So I tried to combine my own style and their like shading and form of the eye. And I made like kind of like it's cards. I still like this idea, but I would like to do it with different things that I enjoy. I don't know how to explain it, but like maybe a candlestick, maybe a sword, maybe an eye, maybe a rose, like something like that. And I really liked the tethered feel of it, like they are old, burned, even maybe. So that's why I did like the color behind it, so I could color in some lines that I made beforehand. And a matchstick. I've been drawing a few of these from time to time now, after I drew the first one, this one, and I really enjoy like a burning matchstick. It's that easy, but it's just fun to draw from time to time. Here I drew another one of those eyes, but more like star shape, not very much eye-esque. Really cool. Another matchstick, but more like magical was the idea. Here is a candle, and 2 more potion bottles. I quite like this part of it, like the windowed part, but I don't like the top part. So I think from here on it's really pretty, but it needs to have like another something going on here. And this one is just nice, just cute, nothing that I would draw again or something, but just nice. 2 more like easy potion bottle designs. I quite like this one. This one is kind of like the other one I showed off, but the other one was prettier. And a little knife. Always when I have to fit something in, because it feels like an empty space, I just draw like these little knives, a bit like, or mushrooms or like leaves, because I don't want blank space, and that's why I also made this like little plant go behind it, because I didn't like the blank space here. And this one I really like. This is also a potion bottle, but it felt more like a structure of like weaving stuff between it. I just really like this part. I think I changed in my digital one, because I don't like it. Felt kind of like those plastic rings that you find in the ocean that animals have, like the plastic rings that go around cans. So I didn't like that part, but this, I don't know, this is very nice, very natural feeling, even though it's probably not natural. But yeah, I loved this potion bottle design. Here, I think this day I didn't have a lot of inspo, so I just drew some random stuff. I don't like these pages too much, but that's what you also have with a sketchbook, just drawing random things. And it wasn't like a great sketch day for me, for sure. This was on the 10th of March, this was on the 14th of March. 14th of March was even a worse sketchbook day. But I am okay with this design. It's not like much going on, but it's just nice that I drew something. A coffee mug. And these 2 are just, I don't like. I wanted something to do with these things, but it just did not work out. And I quite don't like this page. Here are some pages again. I think I really wanted to finish this sketchbook, so I just drew some things in it. This one is fine, also not like very I don't know, not very creative or something, just I wanted to draw some shapes. Again, white space, so I filled in with like the mushrooms, and this shape isn't really pretty, also not a lot happening. I tried to add like a lily, but I don't like how the lily turned out. So again, not really a page that I quite like. This 2 pages, I was thinking once again, okay, I should use some of my Arrtx pens, and I don't really like, the idea was like a bottle, like a potion bottle design that is more diamond shaped. So I had like just a diamond shape, and then I thought, okay, I could add like something to hold it up, but I don't like this part. It's just not really it for me. But I do quite like the diamond part itself, so if this one was gone, it most likely I would like it more. And I tried to make like a fantasy axe, a Viking axe, that I don't really think it's Viking, it's more fantasy-esque, but I just don't like how this turned out. It was shorter at the beginning, so I made it longer so you can see the line here at both the sides I don't really like. It has maybe something to do with being the symmetry of it all that I didn't like. I don't know, I just don't like this drawing, and then I decided, okay, what if I add like some color behind it? And I still don't like it. Here I tried to draw another sort, being very dainty, very like decorative. It's quite okay. I feel like if you do one side of it all, it's quite nice. But then I had to draw the other side, and I was like, I don't really like the other side. Luckily, I can clean that up digitally. But in Sketchbook, it's just like I should have maybe drawn just this side, and that's it. I drew like another like knife, dagger-esque thing. It's just a knife. And some more like potion bottles, which I do quite like the designs of. They're very easy and like nothing special going on, but I quite like being more simple than the other ones. Here's some more potion bottles. These are very much like up my alley, which I drew a few years ago, like with a little hole in it. And I really still like this design, and I might need to do something with it more, like draw a sticker sheet or something with it, because I quite like the donut hole potion bottles. And this one I quite like. It's just like curving a bit, but still very pretty. This one is just something, again, out of my comfort zone, just drawing the shape and adding some leaves behind it, and another little coffee mug or teacup. Here I was thinking of like a book witch sticker sheet, which I didn't do anything with. Maybe in future I can do something with it, because I was thinking about like a witch hat where she had like little books in her head that she can just grab. Here I was thinking about the bookmarker that I made in the end, and she would have like a lot of books, and I don't think she would have planned books, but more like a little bit more fantasy-esque books. Here is another Greek vase, and I quite like this potion bottle design. I really like this. It's very different than the other ones. I really like this one. Maybe I should draw this one digitally. Here I was at the finishing point of my sketchbook, as you can see, so I drew some more swords, some more mirrors. I really was in a more creative era around this time. I feel like this one I needed to force myself to draw, but like around the 18th, these were my like warming up sketches, and that's when I drew this one that I quite liked. And then I was like, okay, I need to keep drawing. And I really like this mirror. Again, kind of looks like the other ones, to be honest, but very dainty, very pretty. Another little knife. A sword that is quite fine, but I feel like the handles could be a bit different. And these two I'm very happy with. It's just cool having this eye part of it all here. I changed that a little bit because it turned into this one. I didn't do the eye part because it felt kind of like a little bit more horror-esque, and I felt like the vampire one was already going that era. So yeah, I just drew it more being like a darker sword, not like being scary, but more like the darker flowers, and I would like the orange part in between. So yeah, that's kind of how this one turned out, and I do like this one. I think I haven't figured out how I would do it, but I really like the handle of it. This one is more like a samurai sword, which I also would love to draw, but I think I would make it a bit more different because this hilt I don't really like. And then the last page are some stickers from Sonja, a German artist. And here I have just another easy potion bottle that I designed. And this one I also have. So this one just wasn't charged enough, so I will charge it really quickly. Also, a little sneak preview to the sketchbook I've been drawing on in right now. It's funny to see, firstly, the size difference, because this is like the old one, this is the new one. It's quite a lot bigger, and also just to see how far like the art style has gone. I have to say this part isn't that pretty, but just yeah, it's funny to see that, and I've drawn already quite a bit in it. Still have to do a lot though. Alright, we have lights again. So I'm just gonna finish up this last page. I already said this was very much, again, a potion bottle design, very comfort zone of myself to draw this shape in this way. Also with the green leaf parts behind it, also very much like a comfort zone. And this one I really enjoyed, and I think that's also the reason that I was like, okay, my next sketchbook I need to draw more of these kind of like swords, daggers, whatever you wanna call them. And I also turned this one into a keychain. It's almost the size of my sketchbook, which is funny. But yeah, you can see the same shape, same, yeah, exact shape, but I decided to put lilies surrounding him, like dotted lilies, because I thought it would fit very well, and I made it green and gold and silver, which just looks very pretty, very something you could take with you to, I don't know, like in nature more. But yeah, that's how this one has turned out, which is really fun that once again I got to turn some of my drawings into keychains, and that I got to do this, like quite a few drawings in this sketchbook. I think I've drawn like 4 or 5 drawings in the sketchbooks that I turned into keychains and stickers. I haven't opened these yet because I actually got a batch in the mail that turned out darker, and I asked like, hey, I didn't quite like these, could I get them like a bit lighter? So they sent me new ones, so that's why I haven't unpacked these yet. But as you can see, this is also the same one as you have here, just a bit lighter because they were really dark when I got them the first time, like really dark. And I got my keychains made at Full Grace. I might have a code. If I have a code, it will be put on screen. And these are from Sticker App. I don't think I have a code, but once again, if I have a code, I will put them on screen. But yeah, I think it's so cool when something like a sketch can turn into like keychains, like stickers, prints, or anything else. And I think it's really cool. If you go flip through my sketchbooks, you can find some of the products that I've made into those items in here. But yeah, that's kind of the sketchbook tour. This one, again, I finished quite quickly, even though I don't like all the drawings in them. There are a few really pretty ones that I enjoy, and I think I should draw over again in one of my newer sketchbooks, or just make something out of them. I was always bothered by this sticker being half off it. It's been laying in my like sticker or my sketchbook like bookcase for a bit, so now I'm like, oh, I don't like that this maybe it's just HDHD, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's my sketchbook tour. I hope you enjoyed the sketchbook tour. I have another one that I'm gonna film really quickly after this and post after this, of course. I have like 9 other sketchbook tours on my YouTube, so you can see my art journey get better and better, and the art and what I'm trying out and what I'm doing in my sketchbooks. So if you would like to look back into my older sketchbooks, please do. Those videos are probably listed below in a like playlist. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little sketchbook tour, and I hope to see you next time in the next one. The next one is even prettier. I think this whole sketchbook I just love. Maybe like a few pages that I don't like, but I really love how the sketches turned out, and I was consistently drawing, which also helps me better my art. So I really recommend that one to watch after this, if it's already online. If not, I will put it very quickly online, so keep an eye out for that one. Subscribe and like, it really would help me. It would help me. And if you have any other ideas or things that you want to see in the future, leave a comment below, and thank you for watching. Bye!